Hey guys, so originally today I was going to film a clothing video where I would do like a lookbook of things that I wore this week, or I was going to film a Colourpop haul, but if I look a bit of a mess right now, it's because today's been kind of a tough day. Let's start from the beginning. So recently there have been a lot of Crimson articles, and the Crimson is Harvard's student-run newspaper. It's actually, I'm pretty sure it's the largest student-run newspaper in the world. I actually work for them. I'm an illustrator for them. And so the Crimson recently published two articles where one of our upperclassmen houses here at Harvard, Winthrop House, one of the faculty deans so a faculty dean is someone who is there to facilitate community in the house and whose job is to make all the students feel safe, supported, encouraged, welcomed. Someone who students can talk to if they don't feel like something is right in their life, whether that's personal, professional, academic. And so Winthrop House's faculty dean recently joined the defense team of Harvey Weinstein, who, if you don't know who Harvey Weinstein is, he was at the center of, I don't even know how to describe it. Just literally take a second to Google Harvey Weinstein and you'll see why it's just an atrocious thing to have to try and like even explain, but he's basically been alleged of multiple rapes and sexual assault cases in the kind of realm of the entertainment industry. Multiple actresses came forward with their stories of being assaulted and raped by Harvey Weinstein, and that led to a huge movement known as the Me Too movement, a movement where victims of sexual assault were able to make a voice for themselves and find solidarity. And so obviously you can imagine why it would be so shocking when a member of the Harvard faculty is on the legal defense team for an alleged rapist and sexual assaulter. I don't even know if I really need to go forward, but what makes this worse is that said professor is also someone who occupies a role at Harvard in one of our residential houses where their sole job is to put their students' well-being first. And, at Harvard, the most recent statistic is that a third of undergrads at Harvard have experienced some form of sexual assault in their time at Harvard, which is an absolutely shocking figure. Harvard is still a place that has secret societies known as finals clubs, where, to my knowledge and based on what I've read, it is almost kind of ingrained in their culture as finals clubs to adopt this sort of demeaning behavior towards women, and not even just towards women, but towards minorities, be that ethnic groups, racial groups, all sorts of minorities, genders, because there are more than just the two genders. Obviously, we should all know that. And so, yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, I just feel so deeply not good about this situation, because this kind of culture of victim shaming and not believing sexual assault victims and rape victims, it's something that's been on Harvard's campus for quite some time, and this isn't the first time that an issue like this has happened, but I do believe it's probably the first time that someone whose literal job is to make sure that students feel safe has gone and and is actively defending someone accused of all of this stuff. And the focus is on the word accused as well. Like, I'm not trying to say, obviously I have my own personal opinions, but as of right now, Weinstein hasn't been convicted, at least on that case that this professor/dean is working on. And so it's unfair. I guess his moral point, and I'll link two articles by the Harvard Crimson below that you should check out, but his stance on it is that as a lawyer, it's his job to you know, defend people, be that people who are definitely guilty, or wow, I just got a message from someone who thinks that what I said about all of this is wrong. Okay, that's fine. Basically, I'll get to this, I'll just say it now. So inspired by all of this debate, obviously lawyers are supposed to do their jobs, but I'm not saying that his role as a lawyer is what he's doing wrong. I'm saying, and what I believe a lot of my peers believe, is that in a role as a community leader, he has failed, and we should not take this lightly. And so far, Harvard's administration, the president, the deans of faculty life, and all of those things have not spoken out about the issue and haven't made any attempt to kind of address this issue. How do you think that makes rape victims on this campus feel? How do you think that makes sexual assault victims on this campus feel when they've already been, time and time again, denied of their right to justice and their right to feel safe on this campus? It's just not fair. And, you know, I went to an event at my house dean's house, and we had a discussion, and funnily enough, literally no undergrad men came, or people identifying as male came to this event, and it was just a room full of those identifying as women, and we talked about the issue, and we all kind of came to this exact same consensus, and that's why I wanted to share it with you guys, because I think it's important for you guys to know that Harvard isn't a perfect place, and there is a lot of stuff wrong here. And I'm going to try and keep this video short, because I know my last video was like super long, and I don't want to bore you guys, but I do think what I'm saying is important. Anyways, inspired by all of this, and having gone to that little forum, and having expressed my interest in doing something more than just wallowing in this feeling of despair that these things will never be addressed, I decided to make a Facebook event called, let's see what I called it, I think it was called Students for the Removal of this Dean, and I very explicitly stated that my issue is with his role as a community leader and the isolating effects that this can have for students on this campus, particularly those who might have experienced this kind of trauma, the trauma that Weinstein is accused of at some point in their college career, or even before that. And so I made this event, and then I shared it on Facebook. I invited all my friends. Friends started sharing it. Right now I think like 60 or 70 people so far have like indicated that they're interested or going. I don't really know what I'm going to do at the event. I hope to maybe protest outside the president's office here on campus, since it's really accessible. But that's besides the point. What's interesting is that, so I shared this event on my house list, my house email list, and immediately, I guess I've referenced the finals clubs as an example of an institution that, you know, seeks to kind of just an institution that has historically been known for members of these clubs being the perpetrators of such forms of violence against women. And so a member of one of these organizations replied to my email to the whole list, quoting some To Kill a Mockingbird thing and saying that if Atticus Finch was the one defending Tom and Tom was found guilty, then doesn't that make Atticus bad? Which again just goes to show that the men in these clubs are just stupid. Like, I'm just gonna say it now, and if you're in one of these clubs, I'm sorry. Like, you might not personally be stupid, but the guy who replied to my email is stupid. Because I'm not saying that lawyers shouldn't do their jobs. I'm saying, like I have said, again, probably for the third time in this video now, as a community leader, it was his job to protect, you know, the trust of his students and to protect them to protect them and to protect their opportunity to state these things that have happened to them and to allow them to express their experiences and feel safe, which is not what has happened. furthermore, like the message I just got was some other random guy that I literally haven't seen since freshman year, telling me that I'm wrong because I think that lawyers shouldn't do their jobs, because I believe that lawyers should only take the moral stance, which I obviously don't believe. Obviously, lawyers all over the world are protecting criminals because that's their job and they're paid to do that. For the fourth time, it's about being a community leader and about fulfilling that job. There is no reason why this dean cannot just step down, and if he wants to be a lawyer, he can go and be a lawyer somewhere else, or even remain on this campus and be a lawyer. But why does he have to try and be a community leader at the same time? Those two roles cannot, like, coexist as one. And it's stupid to think that, you know, I don't understand why he was so surprised when so many people came forward about this claim. And not only that, but he was also, there are insinuations in another Crimson article that he defended a professor here at Harvard who was, I think, he was taken to Title IX, which is like the office that deals with allegations of sexual assault and rape, and he was taken to Title IX by colleagues, I think, because he was also accused of sexual misconduct. And so, like, it seems that there is a trend in this kind of behavior from this dean. And so I don't want to make this video too long, but I just feel right now I'm not proud to be a Harvard student right now, and I'm not proud of the institution that I'm a part of, because our administration has said zero. They have said absolutely nothing, haven't addressed anything, haven't done anything. These articles have been published for days now, and it's just, you know, I personally have experienced some traumas here in terms of these kind of situations, but nothing to the extent that I can imagine and know that some of my friends have, and people that I don't even know have, that I've read about in articles and reports. And so, I don't know, guys, like, I just feel so sad in the knowledge that this guy is getting away with it, and no one, not even the faculty or the administration or the corporation, are applying pressure on him to either apologize for what has happened or to just step down, because it really seems like he can't really do his job as a community leader at the same time as, you know, defending this person. So yeah, that's all I really have to say right now. I am sorry if this video wasn't as fun and as lighthearted, but I've always said from day one that I wanted this channel to be really transparent, and, you know, I don't regret saying any of the things I've said. I'm sticking to my guns here, metaphorically. I don't own a gun. But yeah, if you have questions or comments, I'm sure I'm gonna get dislikes, I'm sure I'm gonna get people who think that I'm being stupid or overly sensitive, but from the perspective of a woman on this campus, this is how I feel, and I was reassured by many of the women at the forum today that that's also how they feel. So, you know, I urge you to try and take that into mind if you are someone who doesn't agree with what I'm saying, and to know that, you know, you guys don't really know me that well if you're watching this and you're not someone I actually know in real life. I really just care about things being fair and people being safe, and those two things are not happening right now. So with that in mind, thank you guys so much for watching. If, you know, if you have any thoughts, please comment them down below. Please subscribe. I don't even want to say that, it feels cheap to say that in this video, but yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.